Hey everybody, let's go through and let's start our review for Flashback 17. This says Mark Tavius ordered some food through DoorDash. The total for his meal was $45 and he wants to give the driver a 15% tip. What is the total price of the meal? Now the big thing you have to look at there is it says total price. That's something you want to look at. We know he's giving a 15% tip and that the total was 45. So let's come over here to Desmos, and this is really easy. Whenever you have something that has that percent sign in it, you start by typing that 15 and then percent of the total, which was $45, is a $6.75 tip. But we want the total price. So see this little button down here? You can click on that or type the letters ANS and it brings down the amount of the tip. Then you add what the cost of the food was and there's your total. So your total price including the tip, and let me go ahead and just erase what I just did because that wasn't very good. And I'm going to type it instead, is going to be $51.75. That would be the total. Okay? All right, let's see what our next problem is. This one says that Rakeem drives 12 miles in 20 minutes. At this rate, approximately how far could he drive in 35 minutes? Round your answer to the tenths place. Well, we're talking about 12 miles in 20 minutes. And then it says how far could he drive in 35 minutes. So I'm going to come over to my calculator and I'm going to show you how I would do this in Desmos. First of all, it's going to be unit over unit. So I know we're talking about miles and minutes. Okay, so I'm going to go down here and I'm going to type in 12 divided by 20, and that's going to be equal to, and let's go ahead and make a fraction on the other side so we can put things in the right place. This says 35 minutes. Well, minutes goes on the bottom, so let's put 35 down there, and that means the missing part, X, goes on top. So now I'm going to go to my next line in Desmos, and I am going to cross multiply the numbers that are diagonal, which is 12 times 35. Then I'm going to divide by the number diagonal from X, divided by 20. That means that he would be able to drive 21 miles in 35 minutes. Okay, so use Desmos as your scratch paper and go back and watch what I did very carefully. Okay, all right, let's try another one. This one says on a winter's day, the average temperature during the daytime is 52 degrees. At night, the temperature falls to 32 degrees. What's the percent decrease? When you see percent decrease, percent increase, or percent change, you automatically have to use this formula. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to type it. Then we'll talk about what all the pieces mean. Okay? So that's the formula. And it starts with parentheses, and a big B means the largest number, the biggest number. So that's a 52. And I'm going to subtract, and that little s means the smallest number. So I'm going to subtract 32. Then I have to divide by whatever came first, the original number. Well, the original number was daytime, so it was 52. And then that equals X, which is the percent I'm looking for, divided by 100. So now that we have all the pieces complete, we're going to use our calculator to cross multiply the numbers, divide by what's diagonal from the x. Well, I'm going to use this up here, and I'm going to copy it, Control C. Then I'm going to drop it in this empty line, Control V, like Voss. All right, then I'm going to multiply by the 100 that's diagonal, and I'm going to divide by the 52 that is diagonal from the x. And that leaves me 38.5% decrease. Okay, so that is exactly how you do this. It is super important that you remember this formula up here, and you have got to use the parentheses. You absolutely have to have them. All right. Okay, so let's see. Okay, that's the end of that. And I want to go back here and make sure that oh my goodness, it said to round to the 10th place, and I rounded to the nearest whole number. So that's something I probably need to go back and fix real quick. So let me just set it up again. 12 divided by 20 was equal to x divided by 35. And I'm going to do the math. 12 times 35 divided by 20. And if I'm rounding, there is not a 10th place. So it would be 21.0. All right. Okay, thank you so much, and let's try our next video. We'll see you in a bit.